Yeah, a lot of people that work with Clive Barker say he's very hard to work with because he doesn't settle for anything less than perfect when he does something himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was working on the video game Jericho, and the guy who was making the game with him said that he was kind of he was very hard to work with because he was
He's a perfectionist.
exactly. And
He
but
wants it to be done right.
that's why he's such a good director and such a good writer, because he doesn't settle for less than what he considers perfect. When they did Jericho, the characters didn't blink, and Clive Barker went back and he said, "You guys got to make all these characters, blink because otherwise they're lifeless." So that's really what's so great about him. On to another. Hellraiser movie. What would you think? Hellraiser 3.
Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth sucked.
It does. It's horrible.
The movie, there's way too much going on. There's like a billion different subplots. It has no focus. Pinhead loses all his threatening nature because his head is literally caught. He's literally caught in a trap.
Uh-huh.
Like, what's more threatening, a bear chasing you or a bear caught in a trap? Like, It's not intimidating. It's hilarious. I look at it and I just laugh. I'm like, what has happened to Pinhead? It's just like, hey, come over here. No. You know what would be fun to do? Like, just throw stuff at him. I mean, you could throw whatever you want at him. You could throw water balloons or something. Be like, but, like, there's just so much going on in like, Hellraiser 3.
It destroys everything that Clive Barker did good with this series. And also, it takes away from, like, the rules of, like, what Clive Barker did, basically.
Like, where he goes into the church, I don't think Pinhead, like, should really have power in the church. Even, like, in the movies, is like The Omen. I think, like, in Omen 3, maybe he lost some of his powers, Like, it's standard rules. I mean, like, anti-holy objects versus holy objects tend to have weakness, It's kind of like matter going against antimatter. It should not be one, like, dominating force. You know what I'm saying? Like, a Pinhead should not have, like, full power in there. And then he's just like, oh, he's just making, like, a troll face or whatever. I mean, as I like to call it in the movie. But you know what? The only good thing about Hellraiser 3 is it led to Hellraiser 4. Now, I'll let you finish up on what you think of 3, and then we'll go into 4. But, 3 flat out sucked for me.
No, I just totally agree with everything you said. You pretty much narrowed it down there for 3.
3, it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's the first in the series to suck.
Yeah, I like 1 and 2, like, a lot,
I really liked 1. 2 was just alright.
Well, I like the fact that they got the same characters, and they brought everyone back, and it felt like a Hellraiser movie,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Bloodline in my eyes is the best in the series. I don't know why, but maybe I like how it goes the past, the future, and the present, and it mixes everything together. It shows how the box was created. It gives Pinhead a rival for once, Kirsty, I mean, she wasn't really much of a rival. She was just kind of just, like, negotiated her way out of it. Now, this person, I mean, he actually had a physical rival who could, like, go against Pinhead, I mean, Pinhead didn't really have that. I mean, not, like, physically or mentally, but, like brain power, which I thought
I always
was
wondered
really
who created the box, And
that
was really interesting to see that in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, so what created the box? There you go. I mean, there's just a lot more that makes it better. I mean, Pinhead seems like, oh, sweet, Pinhead's coming back, man, I can't wait, It's basically like Pinhead was at, like, the height of his fame, or, like, the end of it. Like, that was, like, really, like, what set that one apart. I mean,
it's like sci-fi horror and a prequel,
It's like you get, like, 3 movies into one. It's like a whole trilogy, It basically redeems the series, and it ends it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it ends it. But the problem with its ending, though, is it ended in the future, which left the door open for sequels in between. So, Danny, what did you think of Bloodline?
Oh, I think it's a fantastic movie. It's a prequel, It explains what happens in the, it takes a different direction because it explains what happens in the future, and it's a prequel. So it's like future and prequel all in one.
And present,
Yeah, and
it just does so much.
And it's a sci-fi film. You can find it in your sci-fi section, the sci-fi horror, you could say.
Yeah, it's a little bit of something for everyone, you know.
It's very fresh and interesting. Takes it.
This one, it's just my favorite. I mean, I like it more than the first one. There, I said it. Go ahead, boo everyone, but I like it more than the first one. That's just me. First one's got good atmosphere. This one just, to me, I was more engaged, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. They're going in the past.
I don't understand why Doug Bradley doesn't like Bloodline, because I've heard him in interviews. The guy who plays Pinhead, Doug Bradley, right? Mm-hmm. I've heard him in interviews saying that he never liked Bloodline. He says Pinhead in space. He doesn't like the idea of Pinhead in space, and he said,
well, you know what?
But
go ahead.
He said that he only did it for the fans, kind of thing. But I kind of disagree with him because it's a really good movie.
Oh, I only did it for the fans. So what about 5 through 8? Those ones were really bad.
I know. He doesn't want to talk about those ones. He talks about, Bloodline. I don't understand.
I guess maybe because of the production issues that they had, like the director, he changed his name, like for like a pseudonym or whatever. Because like originally the producers, I guess how producers and directors have conflicts. Like they wanted Pinhead to appear sooner, but like each draft of the script, I guess, was like Pinhead didn't appear till like 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
So they had to they try to change it around a little bit, but I mean, it's not Hellraiser is more Hellraiser. I mean, it doesn't have to be like 100% about Pinhead. As long as he's like really a major contributor in my eyes, I think it'll work just fine.
All right.
But not like to where he's like not at like 80 minutes in or something. As long as he's like essential to the story, that's all that really matters to me.
Yeah, totally. I like Bloodline. You like Bloodline.
Bloodline.
It's a great film. My favorites are 1, 2, and Bloodline.
My favorites are Bloodline and 1, but I mean after that, I guess you could maybe go 2 and then maybe 7, 8. I don't know, because they get pretty bad from here on out.